guys, so I'm all bundled up because I am going to go and do the pit fire for your mugs. So I'm going to show you the process, and it's a little bit rainy, a little bit windy out there, so hopefully that doesn't affect our process too much, and I hope we're able to get some really cool colors through the process. So normally this is something that you would do with me at the studio at the high school campus, but under the circumstances, I still want you to be able to see it and see how, I guess, available ceramics can be to you, and you don't have to have like a full studio setup. So anyway, let's head outside and get started. Alright, so here we are. I got my supplies set up in my backyard, and Mr. Haas gave us all the wood chips, shavings. Got my paper, got your mugs, got the fusings that I'm going to put in here. Got my kindling over here, and I had to buy a new barrel because last year I guess we had a windstorm and our barrels got blown away. So got my kindling down here in the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some sawdust down in there as well. And we're going to kind of just add this with the sawdust, because what we want is this to kind of simmer once the flame goes out, and that's really what's going to give your pots the color, hopefully. You never know what you're really going to get with something like this, but we want a nice soft foot under there for our pots. Kind of move that around. And then we're going to put some paper in there. Alright, so now we got our paper. And now we're going to start putting some mugs in. Okay, so now I'm going to put your mugs in. We're going to pack them in here. And pack them in real nice and tight. Because we don't have any glaze on here, it's alright if these mugs touch a little bit. And I'm hoping I can get everybody's in one round here. So now I'm going to put a little more dust and a little more paper. And we'll just keep repeating that until all the mugs are in here. Full, and I'm going to go ahead and light it. We're going to let that simmer for a bit. Let it light all the way down to the bottom, and then we'll come back and we'll cover it up and we'll let it smolder. are smoldering pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and, let's see a little bit of a flame down there. So we're gonna go ahead and put our lid on. We want to crack it just a little bit because we want it to have some air, and then I will secure it with some bricks because it's a little bit windy. Alright, so we got our can propped up. It's got a little air. We're going to let that smolder for about a half hour, and then we'll come back and we'll put the lid all the way on. Alright guys, so our can is smoldering still, and that's what we want. So we're going to let this sit for about 48 hours or so, and hopefully all the items that we added, like the ground coffee, the Miracle-Gro, those plants that I added, the paper, the sawdust, all that's going to smolder, and that's what's going to give your bisqueware its color. So I'm excited to see them. For all my fishing buddies, you're going, why does she keep posting all these pottery videos? And well, here we are. My worlds are colliding. So you're seeing what I do outside of fishing, which is kind of cool. And I did have a little bit of spinal maintenance, so I guess it all happened at a good time. You know, COVID's making us do things a little bit different. And I couldn't get on the boat for 12 weeks anyway, so, you know, making these videos for my students, it was just, you know, good timing, so it's a positive way to think about it. But guess what? I get released in 2 weeks, so we'll be back on the water, and that's really what drives my artwork too. So it's kind of a cool experience for my students to kind of see what goes on in, you know, the other side of my life outside teaching, and all the fishing people that kind of pay attention. This is the other part of my life, so again, they're just kind of colliding, and it's been kind of a cool experience, but also strange at the same time. So anyway, let's let this do its thing, and we'll be back to unload it here in a little while. You guys probably can't see that, but it's pouring down rain. So we're going to check to see if our pit fire is still smoking. Oh, looks like it is a little bit. Ooh. We got a little bit of smoke going, so it's probably okay. Oh yeah, we're doing all right. Okay, well that's a good thing. So I'm gonna put the bricks back on, and we're gonna let it continue. So if you ever wanted to know what a pit fire takes, this is it. I don't know if you can see me, but yeah, it's late. It's like, I don't know, not late for me anyway. It's like 10:30, and we're checking this out. So hopefully got some good things. We'll check it tomorrow and let it run overnight and see what goes on. Hey guys, so it's the next day. I started the pit fire yesterday, so it's the next morning. It's about 1 o'clock the next day, and I started it about noon yesterday. So we're gonna go take a look at it and see how our pots turned out. It's gonna be really exciting. I can't wait to see them. Alright guys, so I'm checking our pit firing here, and we got some pretty cool colors on some of them. So the smoke and the ash kind of creates this variegated, anywhere there was, like, you can see where the plant was laying on there. So that's pretty cool. So now what happens is these will go in a water bath. We'll clean them up. And then, ooh, look at that one. And then we'll dip them in clear. That way they're usable. It's pretty exciting.